Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for being there. It's really great to know that I have more and more subscribers to my channel. This is very positive, and this is the third video that I'm recording in English, especially for you who don't speak Portuguese or Spanish. So stay tuned. Today we're going to speak about language. So what about language? Well, did you know that the way we speak influences the way we feel? Yes, this is true. There's a Spanish author, a contemporary author called Luis Castellanos, who has written a few books about this. One of them is called The Language of Happiness. And I think it's very interesting because Luis says that actually the words are physical in the sense that when we use positive words, when we talk positive to other people, we feel it in ourselves. So our body, our well-being improves, whereas when we speak negative words or negatively towards others, precisely the opposite occurs. So words are physical, and the way we communicate with others and with ourselves, the words that we use, our language, has a very strong impact on us and on the way we feel. So this is what we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about yes and no. These are very basic words, and their impact is precisely the opposite. No creates barriers. No is sort of something that blocks us from seeing the future, whereas yes has exactly the opposite effect. Yes opens options towards the future. So Luis Castellanos actually says always start with a yes. The yes is the first word that we should always use because it opens the communication with others. Even if during this communication we will eventually have to say no or to use a negative, if we start with a yes, we're opening the possibility of communicating. Whereas when we start with a no or with a negative expression, we're boycotting the communication altogether. Apart from the no's and the nevers, there are other words and expressions that you should pay attention to because these are important and they have a very negative connotation. For instance, if you are a parent and your child says, "I'm not capable," or "I can't do this," or even if you are a manager and one of your co-workers uses this type of expression, you should always help the person rephrase it to "I'm not capable yet." The yet opens the possibility towards the future. Sure, it's not possible, you're not capable now, but you will be capable in the future. And so it makes it a lot more positive, even though the meaning of the expression is exactly the same. The same thing happens with the if. If you say, "If I do this," or "if I manage to do this," instead of using the if you replace it by when I am able to do this, when I manage to do this, you're again opening the possibility towards the future, and you're making this expression more positive, even though the meaning remains unchanged. And finally, the word but. The word "but" is considered to be the universal eraser, and we call it universal eraser because it has this power of erasing everything that we said before. For instance, if I arrive at home and I see my husband and I say, "Honey, I love you, but we need to have a conversation," my husband will not hear the part where I say I love him. He will only hear that we need to have a conversation, and this is the impact of the word "but." So be very careful because we tend to use this "but" very often when we want to say something positive. For instance, I want to pay a compliment and I say to my colleague, "Oh, you did an excellent job, but there was a small detail that you should focus on next time." Well, my colleague will only have heard the part when I mention a detail that he should focus on next time. And I wanted to pay a compliment, so I should be careful. And instead of using the word "but," I can use an expression like and say something like, "You did an excellent job, and there was a small detail that you should focus on for next time." And of course, now I really paid a compliment to my colleague, and I didn't use this international or universal eraser. That's the word "but." I could go on talking for hours about positive language. There's a lot to be said about this, but I will end with a challenge for you. Pay attention to your internal language, the way you speak to yourself, because this is also very important. And some of us, even though we are very positive towards the outside and we're, really motivating in the words that we use with others, sometimes we're very negative with ourselves and we're always putting us down. So please beware also of the language that you use with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Use positive language in the same way that you want to use this positive language with other people, and improve your communication. Remember that the language that you use has a direct impact on your well-being. So stay safe, stay well, and talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.